Hello there. I'm going to show you the basics today of migrating a database from IBM Domino across to LDC Via. It's a fairly simple process for most databases, and you've got a choice. You can either use our online tool or our Java desktop tool. I'm going to show you the online tool just because it's the simplest to get going with, and it's really very simple. In Lotus Notes, you just need to work out the URL of the database that it is that you're going to migrate and enable the Domino data service. You can see we've got some documentation on how to do all of that. It's a very simple process. And once you've got the URL, you just type it into this page inside LDC Via, enter your Domino username and password, click Get Views, and you'll be presented with a list of all of the views in that Domino database. We're going to migrate the view called All Documents in this case, and LDC Via will do the rest of the work for you. This was just a small database. I think there's about 30 documents in there, so it only took a few seconds, and we can immediately go and see in our database viewer that this database has come across. There's a few things to notice here. We've got a list of all of the different types of document that are in the database. So if we click on main topic, for example, we can see we've got 24 documents. We can see the contents of each document. So it's every field that's come across from the Domino database, including rich text, file attachments, and so on. And you can see we've also got responses and response to responses. We've got some settings for the database where we can change the title of the database. We could make it read-only if we wanted to. And we've got this open as discussion link. By looking at the structure of the database, we've identified that this was a Domino discussion database, and so we've actually created templates for you to allow you to actually view the data in a much more usable manner. So when we click that, it's gone off and opened our template, and we can actually see the content of that database in a nice usable display format, including rich text. We've got file attachments, so I can go and download any documents that were file attachments that were stored into the database. And beyond that, we can also do searching. We can add new documents, including categories. We've got rich text, and of course file attachments. We've got our new document has been automatically created for us. We can go and get that file attachment if we want to. We can see all of the content. We can also add responses and save that. So very simple discussion database format. We've also got different views where we can see the data categorized, so we can go and see all of the documents that are in a particular category, or the documents created by different individuals. So this is the document that we just created now. So it's a fairly simple but nicely full-featured discussion template that has taken data from our Domino server and immediately made it available for us to use inside LDC Via. We also have templates for Team Room, document library, and we've also got a mail read-only template as well, so that if you've migrated hundreds of mail files, then it's a nice easy way to actually go in and view the content inside a mail file. So we could go and see, for example, go and find a file attachment inside a mail file and go and see the responses to that email. Now, if you've got an application that doesn't use one of our standard templates, so for example we have a name and address book here that we'd like to make available for normal users to read. So as a super user, you can obviously always get at all of the complex structure of the fields inside the database. So we can go and see all of the fields that are stored on a document, universal IDs, all sorts of hidden system fields that aren't going to be of interest to any normal end user. So to make this content more useful for real people, we allow you to go and modify the collection schema, as we call it. So this is where you can say the fields that I'd like to show to an end user are full name, internet address, country, and the date created. And I'd like to show them with the labels full name, email, country, and the order that I'd like to display them is full name first, then email, then country, and finally the date created. So when we do that and we go and view a document, the key fields are automatically pulled out here and displayed to us in this format. But then we also get this open as application, just a generic application template option. And here we're just reading the structure of the database and having an intelligent guess at how it should look to an end user. So it's pulling all of the data from that collection and it's showing just those fields that we've identified with the field labels that we've identified to the end user. So again, this is just making data available to normal people who don't understand how to read the more complex structure of the documents underneath the hood. We also get this option to export to PDF if we want to. Now, the other thing that as a super user you're going to be interested in is seeing what's actually going on with your application. So for example, we want to be able to see how many operations have been performed and against which database, so we can see which databases are having most activity against them. If we go and click on a database name here, we can go and see who is going and getting information from that database. So you can see that every single operation to go and get a document or insert a document is stored in our logs so that you as an administrator can always get back to that data. And then finally, of course, we've got document level security, which is going to be very important for a lot of Domino applications that get migrated across to LDC Via. So in our document library database, there are 8 documents in this collection, but we want to make sure that only the right people can see those documents. So we have documents here that are marked private in Domino. And for example here, this document is a private document that we want only to be visible to jack@ldcvia.com. So to do that, we're going to mark the reviewer list field as a readers field. So we're going to make sure it's marked as readers. And that means that whenever anyone tries to access this collection, we'll automatically apply document level security to this so that only people who are either super users or that named person is able to see that document. So if we log out now and then come back in as Fred, he can only see 7 documents because there's the document where he is named as the reader, and then all of the other documents in that collection don't have any readers specified, so he's automatically allowed to see them. So it basically works in exactly the same way as you would expect your normal Domino level security to work. Now, there's obviously a lot more to LDC Via. You can find out more at our website where there's full documentation about the API that allows you to create your own custom applications, plus full administration guides on how to perform migrations using either the online tool or the desktop tool, and also how to configure all of your applications to work inside LDC Via.